My name is Andrew. This is a dry clean only sweater, and that means this is the first and last time I'll be wearing this sweater. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Andrew. This is Professor Meatball, and today we're going to talk about how you can become a millionaire with the normal method, which is work as hard as you can at a professional services job and see where that takes you. Work in a smart way, which is getting a six-figure salary with some technical skills and making sure you're jumping your salary bonuses each 2 years, 3 years or so. And then finally, the boss mode, which is you become your own boss, start your own business, and see where that takes you. We're going to cover all three of those methods, and I think you're going to really enjoy smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm because this video is going to go fast. This is class. Welcome to school. Today you're going to learn.
Get ready.
Okay, we got some citrus. So this is going to be lemon. This is the normal way you get a $50,000 to $80,000 professional services job. Work as hard as you can and save up slowly. Probably going to avoid investing because we can't really trust the stock market. Lemons might be good for pies and meringues, but limes are versatile. You can put those in mojitos. You can put these in lime-flavored Doritos. This is going to be for getting a technical job, getting a six-figure salary right off the bat, and putting your investments into the stock market whenever you can. No saving with this method. And finally, the sweetest orange of all is going about your life as if you are your own boss. Starting your own business, thinking about the exponential growth it takes to start off with nothing and then become your own boss by age 30. Let's see where all of these take you. The only goal we have is becoming a millionaire. So let's start with the lemon. Let's say that you have a $50,000 job somewhere in a major city where the rent is going to be probably somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. Let's just say it's $1,000. You take your $50,000 salary, you take off 20% for taxes, which leaves you around $40,000. Then you divide it in 12, that's your monthly pay, and your take home is going to be somewhere around $3,000. So your $3,000 minus that rent and probably another $500 just for general upkeep. Maybe you're having a car. Maybe you have some other stuff that in your life that you have to keep track of. Maybe you have student loans. And now you're left with $1,500 to take home. How many $1,500 do you need to become a millionaire? Well, go ahead and do the math. I'll wait. Okay, did you figure it out? It's 666 months. 5 years after you retire, you'll become a millionaire with this strategy. Of course, this is only for the case that you don't invest any money into the stock market. You actually don't even get a raise, which is you're looking around somewhere between like a 10% raise every 1 or 2 years. If you don't have any major medical expenses, if you don't have any kids to take care of, yeah, this is your life. Prepare to work all the way to retirement, and then you have $1 million. Now, is $1 million even enough to retire on? Probably not. Probably not. Because if you didn't put any money into your 401k, if you didn't put your money into a Roth IRA, if you didn't put money in anything because you are too afraid of the stock market, of investments, then, unfortunately, you're not even going to have a nice retirement. Sorry, Mr. Millionaire. So it is possible when life gives you lemons to make lemonade and become a millionaire. But let's go with the juicy lime. The lime expects that you start off with double the income. Imagine when you go through the game of life and you get to go through the college way. When you go through that way, you have a lot more options in the occupation deck. Sometimes you get out doctor, which is like 6 figures, and sometimes you get out to become a data scientist or another software engineer type, and you get to start off with a healthy 6-figure salary somewhere in Silicon Valley. As your income doubles, so does your cost of living. You might think that I'm saving money by not having a real YouTube set, but trust me, this rent is $3,700 for this 2-bedroom apartment here in Silicon Valley, which means instead of having to pay $1,000 for rent, we're going to assume that you're paying at least $2,000 for rent. This time, however, you're in a different tax bracket. If you're making 6 figures, $100,000, you're likely going to be taxed at 30% and above. So you're only going to be able to take home around $70,000, 70% of your 6-figure salary. So that ends up being $6,000 minus the $2,000 you have to have for rent. And let's just add in the same $500 for utilities. So $70,000 divided by 12, that means you have around $6,000 in take-home pay minus $2,000 for rent, and of course $1,000. The cost of living is twice as high for other knickknacks, keeping up a car, making sure that you have your student loans paid off, and other things that are probably doubly as expensive. Food, for one, is maybe doubly as expensive. So therefore, you have $3,000, double of what you had before to play around with. So you'll retire in half the time, right? 25 years? Well, remember, this special line involves us putting our money into investments. And seeing as how I was able to flip my investments by 50% in the last year alone, I think that we can have a pretty generous understanding of how our investments are going to grow, at least 10% each year. Another thing about this job is that you're going to continue trying to find better jobs every 2 years or so. If you have 2 years of professional experience, that means you're in a completely different hireable bracket than someone with 0 years of experience or 6 months to a year's worth of experience. That means that you can ask for more. And data scientists with 2 years of experience can ask for $150,000 up to $200,000 with 3 to 5 years of experience. So let's assume that you get there. You get there in 5 years and now you have $200,000. That's basically the upper echelon of how much you can make, although signing bonuses and stocks can make that even greater if you change jobs every 2 to 3 years, waiting for your stocks to vest or waiting for your signing bonus to stay yours. Something you might not know is that they can rescind the signing bonus, usually somewhere between 15 to 25% of your annual base pay, if you don't stay for the whole year. So that's why it's a good idea to stay at least one fiscal year. So in 5 years for the smart investment track, you have $200,000 in base pay. However, you're not just doubling the amount of money that you take home because your cost of living is staying the same. In fact, your cost of living can even go down if you decide to get a mortgage. A 30-year fixed loan mortgage could end up costing you less, and then you're building equity. You're not even paying rent to a disembodied figure, some sort of rental property management company. You're paying it to yourself in the future, because once you pay off your mortgage, that house belongs to you. Of course, with property ownership, you have to pay for things like property taxes and HOA fees, as well as any other types of hidden fees, such as repairing and maintenance. But this time, we're going to focus on just how much more money you're making. Not just $3,000 turn into $6,000. You're most likely making $9,000 in take home. That's somewhere between $10,000 to $12,000 after taxes and minus the exact same $2,000 to $3,000 in terms of rent and living expenses. So now you have somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000. Let's say $9,000 take home. How long does it take to bring a $9,000 take home to $1 million? It's a lot easier, don't you think? Originally, when life gave you lemons, you only had $1,500 a year fixed. This time around, you are achieving that within 5 years, 6 times faster. Instead of 50 years, you're going to be seeing that in your next decade. And if you started working in your early 20s, by the time that you are 35, you will have become a certified millionaire. Congratulations. Oh, but while my battery is about to run out, we have to talk about this last final juicy orange of starting your own business. And if you wanted to see a video about that, well, we're going to have to wait until the next video. Drop this video a like, make sure you write a comment down below and ask me, hey, Andrew, how's your day? No, I'm just kidding. Ask me what you want to see in this next video. Something about how to become the lime if you are currently the lemon, or perhaps how to get out of the rut of being a lemon if you have so many other types of debt and other types of expenses you have to pay for. For now, but not for forever. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. This time, ooh.